The hacker stereotype. An adolescent trying to crack into systems to learn more about them and for the thrill of breaking in. This image may have been true in the 80s, but today's electronic intruder is hacking for more than thrills. He's out for financial gain, a competitive edge, even political advantage. Some 80s-era hackers, now in their 20s and 30s, have learned how to profit from their skills. And they're costing you money. By selling calling card numbers, wiretap services, credit information, and other sensitive data in your network, or by disrupting service crucial to your business. Electronic intruders can give their company or country a competitive edge by stealing proprietary information, breaking into networks through the internet, altering sensitive data, or selling it to your competition. Once intruders are on the network, they have the capability to disrupt services crucial to the needs of business, law enforcement, even to national security and emergency preparedness. If your organization uses public networks as a distribution channel or for point-of-sale customers, then you are at risk. Our national interests are at stake. Foreign governments use electronic intrusion for political gain and have persuaded freelance intruders to assist in intelligence gathering. The KGB used the underground computer club Chaos to penetrate sensitive data networks. Electronic intruders are everywhere, just like their targets. The public networks they use are global, allowing attacks to originate and end nearly anywhere in the world. Information they steal, modify, or damage from firms and government groups could be disastrous to both national security and our economic well-being. This threat is here today and real. For every threat, your organization develops and implements a countermeasure. Problem is, intruders learn to get around them almost as soon as they are implemented. Firewalls are erected to filter incoming and outgoing traffic. Some may be configured to allow incoming messages only from trusted sources. Hackers can deceive firewalls by posing as legitimate users from trusted sources. Here's something else to worry about. Industrious hackers write programs that attack your system automatically. These programmed attacks spread quickly, often appearing and being used by other intruders around the world within days or even hours. Hackers use software programs to capture critical information, your login IDs and passwords, for example. Then they use the captured login IDs and passwords to connect to other networks. It gets worse. Once a hacker finds a weak spot in your system, he shares it with fellow intruders. Even first-time hackers can penetrate networks with the skill of an expert within hours of the software release. Suddenly, even a novice intruder is a significant threat. Hackers have become very adept at covering their tracks, and it's even easier to enter and exit a system unnoticed when the administrator isn't watching. Experts believe that 98% of network intrusions go undetected. They slip in, snoop around your network, find data you thought you were keeping to yourself. They take what they need, compromise the rest, slip back out, leave no trace. These thieves are costing you security and profit. Of the 2% of break-ins detected, only 5% get reported to management. Chances are, if your network is being looted right now, you don't know it, and you'll never know. These thieves are clever enough to get around the most sophisticated security systems. We don't need to make it easy for them. But we do make it easy when we look at security as an option instead of building it into the system. Or when we refuse to spend extra dollars for security measures. Ben Franklin would call that penny wise and pound foolish. Today's huge integrated networks with their complex arrays of interconnections are far more difficult to manage than yesterday's systems. System administrators and security personnel often do not have the time and resources needed to effectively manage these large networks. They sometimes lack the expertise to use sound security measures and detect known vulnerabilities in their systems. At times, they've had only limited training and experience in complex new systems. Of the 98% of intrusions which go undetected, A great many can be attributed to system administrators having neither time nor the skills to detect such intrusions. An intruder does not have to be an expert at covering up his tracks if he attempts to get on a network which is not being watched carefully. And what about the users? They're not focused on security, and that's a serious problem. Employees leave passwords on their desks or use easy-to-guess passwords. Users can fall victim to the social engineering ploy. An intruder poses as an employee or a customer to get sensitive information such as login procedures and passwords.
Hi, this is Chris Pittori. I'd like to change my password, please.
What do you want your password to be?
Worse yet, they let unauthorized people into restricted areas. Once he's in your facility, an intruder can circumvent nearly any system security measure. Once they're into a system, they can access user accounts and passwords or create an account for themselves for future use. So what can we do about these risks? Stop outsiders from getting in. Install security features on all system components that can be broken into. The best security features are those engineered into vulnerable network elements. Analyze your system design and how it's used to identify security features you need. Assess how well these features protect your system before you turn it over to the user.
Storage capabilities, the deadline is the end of the month. Security features are the most important thing. We have to implement the security procedure.
A firewall coupled with advanced authentication techniques should stand between the public network and your system. This makes it much more difficult for hackers to penetrate your network. If an audit turns up vulnerabilities in the network elements, patch the holes right away. Then double-check that your patch really worked. In a distressing number of cases, intruders have taken advantage of known but unpatched security holes. Another technique vital to mitigating vulnerabilities is to make full use of all the existing security features. A 1992 survey of network elements from one major manufacturer found that 90 out of 100 switch administrators surveyed did not use the built-in security features such as password aging and default password elimination. Default passwords can be used by anyone. When an intruder gets into your system, the default might allow files to be readable by everyone until the system administrator sets new privileges. Awareness levels must be heightened among both management and employees on security concerns. Management must develop a sound organizational security plan to protect your system and back it up with the resources to get the job done. Policies for designing, deploying, and operating network elements must be detailed early in the planning process. System administrators and security staff must receive training on how to maintain a secure system. And these two key groups must form a strong team with their roles and responsibilities clearly spelled out. If you detect or even suspect an intrusion into your network, you need to report it to the Secret Service or the FBI. If someone has penetrated your network, it's likely they've penetrated other networks. Law enforcement agencies have the resources to track down these intruders. Users must become thoroughly familiar with security features and how to use them. Your job, your fellow employees' jobs, and the future of your company depend on it. Addressing this issue is not only important to you and your job, it's vital to our national interests.
In this high-tech world, we must make sure that we have the high-tech tools to confront the high-tech forces of destruction and evil. So the great security challenge for your future in the 21st century will be to determine how to beat back the dangers while keeping the benefits of this new time.
Knowing the threats and vulnerabilities of the networks is not enough. It is up to you to take action to make your networks more secure and protect your information from intruders.